What's up, everyone? It's Gus. Welcome back to the channel. I've been on vacation for a while, so it's been a while since I uploaded something, but I think this is a good video to get back into it. The version 3.1.0 update just released today on March 30th, 2023, and let's go over some of the few things that happened, so let's take a look. Splattershot Nova, it looks like it got a buff. Okay, movement speed while firing is now about 10% faster. Ink splatter will now fall around the player's feet more easily. This is obviously one of the newer weapons that hasn't really seen a lot of use in competitive Splatoon, so I think it having better strafing speed is really good for it. So I think that's decent. It's not game breaking, but Luna increased the radius of explosion area that deals 70 damage by about 50%. Oh, so that's another buff to another weapon. Interesting. I'm not too much of a Luna user, so I'm not sure how game breaking this will be, but I think this is just another really good thing for it. So Big Swig Roller adjusted the damage fall off rate based on vertical swing distance, making the amount of damage fall off more. Okay, so another buff to one of the newer weapons. Due to this change, the distance where 100 damage can be dealt was extended by roughly 15%, and the distance where 50 damage can be dealt was extended by roughly 49%. So another, Big Swig has been getting a lot of buffs recently from how much damage it does to objects, and now they're adjusting the damage fall off rate for the vertical swing distance. I mean, that's good. If you're a Big Swig enjoyer, this is really good. I probably feel like Burb might like this a lot, given that he's been pushing the weapon in X Battle. So that'll be interesting. All right, Snipe Rider. Maximum damage has increased from 60 to 68. That's a reasonable jump, I guess. Slosher. Slosher got, what did they do to it? Adjusted the damage fall off rate when a player attacks someone vertically lowered. They fixed the fall off rate, making it more difficult for damage to decrease. Oh, that is so good. Oh, the minimum amount of damage dealt to the opponent will now be 50. Dude, what? Okay, so this is not game breaking, I will say that, but this is really cool, and I'll explain why. So one thing that I mentioned in my Slosher video is that one of the weaknesses of this weapon is that when you're in high locations and you're shooting towards someone that's, below you, the damage fall off is so bad where you would probably need like 3 sloshes to, pick someone off. What this is basically saying is that the minimum amount of damage now that if you're, at a higher location, it'll be 50 damage. So it still gives you the chance to hit the person with 2 shots, assuming they don't go back into their ink recover and then, get hit again. But I think this is really big for Slosher Deco in particular, because one of the challenges with using Zipcaster on this weapon is that Zipcaster is very good at taking certain spots, like in high locations, and if you're using a Slosher Deco to slosh someone's below you, you're gonna get a fall off damage. So I think this is really good for Slosher Deco in particular. It's still good for Slosher for sure, but I think given Slosher Deco's Zipcaster, that's really good for it. So damn, that's a W. Oh, that's really good. Can we fix the strafe speed and give it more damage and maybe give it burst bomb? Maybe the soda slosher? I don't think that'll happen, but it's pretty good. It's really good. Oh, mini increased firing duration by roughly 17%. This weapon already has like really good strafe speed, and now you're increasing the firing rate. Like, I think that's really good for this weapon. Alright, so Dapple Doolies shorten the amount of time it takes for a player to be able to act after a dodge roll by roughly 0.06 seconds. Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's basically giving you a better window to act when you dodge roll. And it looks like they did the same thing for Splat Doolies. Increase the dodge. Oh, no, it's a little bit different. Increase the dodge roll movement speed, shortening the amount of time it takes to move by roughly 0.06 seconds. Pretty similar, but I think Splat Doolies will definitely benefit from this. One thing about the Splat Doolies in particular compared to the other ones is that this one has a really slow dodge roll in comparison, so this could help it compete with like the other ones, I guess. Oh, okay, and the last one, Reflux, interesting. Made the angle of diffusion narrower, depending on the amount of charge, making it easier to focus on attacking in a single area. Movement speed while charging is now about 10% faster. Yeah, another buff. I don't know if this will be enough to convince somebody to pick up Little Bow again. I think that weapon saw its time to shine because of missile spam, but that's no longer as big as an issue. But overall, these are nice. Nothing game breaking in my opinion so far. I do love the Slosher Deco buff though. That's really nice. Alright, let's go to sub weapons. Angle shooter. Yeah, I think okay, Slosher Deco. Well, it depends what they do. Roughly double the radius of the ink splatter that occurs when it hits terrain. That's nice. It could yeah. That's Burst Bomb. Oh, let's see. They nerfed Burst Bomb again. Wow. I wonder if they're gonna nerf Splash though. I feel like this. It's interesting how Nintendo's taking the approach of it's also gonna hurt other weapons that use Burst Bomb as well. So like, you know, Stamper and Carbon and anything else that has Burst Bomb. But this is our first nerf. That's crazy. I think Splash could still survive even with this 5%. Splash is pretty ink efficient, so because if they still throw, you know, 2 Burst Bombs, they have 10% left in their ink tank, which could be a substantial enough amount to take someone out. Alright, let's look at the special weapons. Oh, there seems to be quite a bit. Ink Vac. Increase the radius of the outer perimeter when vacuuming up ink by roughly 10% to cover a large area than before. Oh, that's good. So you have more of a wider area to suck up stuff and protect your teammates, I guess. That's nice. Tactical. Ooh, okay. This is really good because of Tri Nouveau. Let's see what happens. Increase the initial setup speed when throwing the Tacticooler by roughly 33%. Okay, so it makes it easier and faster for you to throw it. And now it's easier to grab a soda or a drink if you're closer to it. So they increase the radius at the point of which you can grab a drink. Yeah, I like this. Okay, so us Slosher players are drinking right now. We're kind of getting. Hopefully they do something else. Maybe they buff Machine again. Maybe, hopefully, not gonna happen probably. All right. Reef Slider. Increase the amount of damage dealt from 60 to 70. Okay, that's good when getting caught in an explosion at long range. Oh, okay. And increase the radius of that area by roughly 17%. That's good. Yeah, I think Tetra players might enjoy this a lot. Inkjet. Oh, okay. So Inkjet, for those that don't know, Inkjet is my favorite special. So this could be good or it could be bad, but I'm hoping it's good. Increase the radius of the explosion area that deals 50 damage by roughly 43%. Okay, that's really good. Hopefully this means people won't be just squid rolling and dodging our shots, so that's really good. Strengthen the jet of the ink that comes out when pressing. Okay, so this will hopefully help with movement when using the inkjet. Oh, this is good. So, like I said, guys, so far nothing game breaking, at least based on what I'm seeing. They have to change Crab Tank significantly to change how the meta is currently used. I'm not even sure if it's here. Oh, it is. Oh, it is. Okay. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. So let's go to Stamp. Increase the radius of the area where a player can be damaged from shockwaves and continuous stamp attacks by roughly 43%. Okay, another buff. Improve the turning performance while doing continuous stamps attacks, making it easier. Okay. And then when doing continuous attacks, the stamp will now be displayed as translucent on the... Oh, that's really good. Okay, so it's making it easier to hit people because of the shockwaves. It's making it easier to handle because of the easier movement to change directions. And then it's just making it easier on the eyes for you to see what's going on in the screen. One problem that I've seen is that people say that there's too much clutter on your screen because there's just so much stuff happening. If you have a big stamp in front of you, like it could block your vision of seeing what's going on in the screen. So making it translucent is pretty good for the user. That'll be really good. I'm pretty sure people who use stamp will enjoy this for sure. All right, Crab Tank. Okay, is this enough? Let's see. Introduced an interval where players cannot attack for roughly 0.33 seconds after returning to attack mode from mobile mode. Okay, increase the amount of time it takes for players to act again after the special ends. Okay, so it's focusing on the delay of... Okay, that's interesting. I'm not... Okay, that's a start. I think one thing that I've mentioned in previous conversations is that I don't want to see the special get overly nerfed where it's just the former shell of itself. I think this is a start. I'm wondering if this is enough though. I mean, one problem that I've seen is that people shred Crab Tank, and this is particularly with Splash, is like they shred the Crab Tank, and then the Splash just picks you off because they have enough time to act on after the special is over. So maybe this could, you know, derail that. Oh, and Kraken, really? It's only been in the game for a month and they're changing it? But Crab Tank took a couple of months? Alright, whatever. So Kraken route made it easier for players to be pushed back. Okay, so knockback. Oh, when it's on tower control. Okay, when it's on the tower for tower control. Made it so that player would drop all their clams and power wherever they are when they use it in clamblets. Okay. So they're particularly targeting Kraken Royale based on how they're used in specific modes. That makes a lot of sense. This special has been cheesing a lot of like wins, so this makes reasonable sense. That's really good. Oh, even gear abilities are getting changed. Sub resistance up, damage from burst bombs and fizzy bombs will be reduced more than before, even with just a few gear abilities. So it looks like they're trying to solve the meta by changing other things that are not directly the weapons. Because we didn't see anything change to Splash, Stamper, or Machine. So it looks like they're trying to change other stuff before they change the actual weapons themselves. They're basically increasing your options to challenge things. Whether that's gonna be enough, I'm not sure. But this is good. Opening Gambit. If player splats or assist an enemy while this gear ability is in effect, the effect will now be extended by roughly 15 seconds instead of 7.5. It'll also get Intensify Action. I don't think this is enough to justify you using Opening Gambit. Please don't use this ability. It is not good. Points for special. No Splash. Really? Carbon Roller Deco 200. Okay, so that's a buff. Good for Carbon players. Carbon really struggles in painting, so this is good for them. 96 Deco 200 to 210. How does a weapon that gets introduced a month ago get a special points nerf than a weapon that has been dominating for 6 months? Like, come on. Splash can't get 210? Really? Okay. For main weapons, the changes should highlight the unique traits of the weapon, strengthen certain combinations of subs and specials. Okay. For special weapons, we have reviewed and made adjustments to the performance of each special weapon now that the usage of special weapons new to Splatoon 3 is better established. Like I said, I think they're taking an approach where they don't want to directly nerf the weapons that are currently at the top. It looks like they're trying to enhance other abilities to combat what's currently at the top, which it's an alternative way of thinking. Rather than bringing other stuff down, they elevate other stuff, which it could be good. I don't know if that's enough to change the meta though. I do think that Crab Tank nerf has been the most substantial change to this special that we have seen since the beginning of the game. I think the most substantial thing we've seen to any special so far, honestly. Like in terms of nerfs, in terms of buffs, like Stamp keeps getting things. Let's see if it's enough to change the meta. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thanks for watching.